Hello and welcome to Daily Dose Radio, a 5-minute-a-day podcast studying the Psalms verse by verse, recorded here in the dining room of the Bible Bistro, located in Sharonville, Ohio. Hey there friends, welcome back to Daily Dose Radio here in the Bible Bistro. Today in the Bible Bistro, we're going to look at verses 6 and 7 in Psalm 12. So for the choir master on the Sheminith, the Psalm of David, and we're coming now to verses 6 and 7, where we're going to examine the Lord's speech, and I'm going to compare the Lord's words with the words of the wicked. So we're going to see that comparison today. If you have your Bible there, turn to verses 6 and 7 in Psalm 12, and let me read those for us. The Lord's words are pure words, as silver refined in a furnace, of earth refined 7 times. You, O Lord, will keep them. You will keep them from this generation unto eternity. Now, I said we're going to do this comparison. We compared verses 4 and 5. Great contrast there yesterday between verses 4 and 5. Today, we're just going to look at the Lord's words, but I want to go back up and just make a few comments about the Lord's words as they relate to what we know just in this psalm about the words of the wicked. So we have here in verse 6, the Lord's words are pure words, as silver refined in a furnace of earth, refined 7 times. So we understand the idea of purity when it comes to a fine metal like silver. The refining process in that furnace of earth, and that's where you're going to find the hottest fire, is in that furnace of earth, because it's surrounded by the clay and the so forth, the ambient stonework of the earth. It's going to get really hot, and so the heat of that is going to melt down the metal and draw it away from the dross, which are the impurities in the metal. And you do that once, and you pour off the metal. Then you do it twice, and then you pour off the metal and you pull off all those impurities, and you do it 3 times, 4 times, so forth, until 7 times, which is the number of perfection. And this perfect silver now has been purified so that there is absolutely not one stitch of imperfection in it. Now compare that with the speech of the wicked. The very first thing we learn about their speech is that it's vain. They speak vanity, it says there in verse 2. Each one with his neighbor, smooth speech. And this idea of smooth speech, smooth words, we have it twice. That means that they are deceptive words, because they don't mean exactly what they say. Then we're told even further that they speak with a duplicitous heart. They say one thing and mean something completely different. And so they're using their words to advance their agenda, but they're lying at the same time to the people they speak to. The Lord's going to cut off all those smooth words and the tongue of great things. So it's not only smooth in that it's deceptive, but it's also prideful. It's a tongue of great things. And they say, with our tongue we will give strength. How are they going to do that with their tongue? So they're not only trying to deceive others, but apparently they themselves are deceived. So their words are deceiving them. Our speech is ours. Who is Lord over us? Again, pride shows up here. And not only that, but rebellion against the Lord. So all of those things are not in the Lord's words. He is pure. His words are pure. Silver refined in a furnace 7 times. You, O Lord, will keep them. You will keep them from this generation unto eternity. Now, what's he talking about there? He's talking about his words. You will keep them. That is, his words. So the words are pure, and they're established, or they're secure, because God is keeping them from now until eternity. He kept them in the past, but what we're concerned about is the present. Are God's words, are the Lord's words trustworthy in the present? Will they be trustworthy in the future? Absolutely, because they're pure. They're free of imperfection, and they're certain. Join me again tomorrow here on Daily Dose Radio, and we'll look at verse 8. I'll see you then. Thanks for listening to Daily Dose Radio. For more fresh and delicious Bible studies, podcasts, books, and more, check out the Bible Bistro online and on YouTube. Join me again next time for Daily Dose Radio.